Alright guys, OC7 here. We are back for an extreme video working on the ZR1, the LT5 Supercharger. We are going to do a removal process on taking it out because we are going to port that supercharger. It'll be basically the same removal process as you can do as the Z06, but it is a little different with the LT5, and we're going to show you how to do that. And when we go to put this back together, along with the supercharger, we have Weapon X's pipe here for the LT5, and we put the heat wrap on it, the tape, and it's supposed to reflect up to 2,000 degrees. And what we'll do is we're going to take out this stock one, and we're not going to use that one because this one here is going to go in its place. It already comes with the plugs and everything. You know, there's no need for anything else. And we're going to see how the HPTuners, if we need to use it or not with this. But for now, we're just going to see what kind of horsepower gains this thing will get, as we already did a video before on the dyno on what it put out, and we're going to see what it does after we put everything back together in the porting service. So they're doing the supercharger and the throttle body, and we're going to see how much horsepower that gets us. All right, guys, so to get to the supercharger, we need to go ahead and take off the carbon fiber cover using a 10 millimeter. So we'll start with this one right here. Just like that, just like that. If you're doing it at home, just make sure you get yourself a little baggie. Put those bolts in there. Same along with the other side, just write down what those go to. That way you're not losing them and looking for them and trying to find out what bolt went to what. Okay. Just take this like that, and it's so light. That's how easy it is. That's what it looks like on the underside. And then you can see the supercharger there. How big that thing is for the LT5. It's huge. Alright guys, so now the next step, after taking that cover off, we want to go ahead and take out the little duct here. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. I'm actually thinking about getting one of these ducts here for the ZR1, putting it in my mind. It's the same fit.
Is it?
And now that I get that other hood,
oh yeah,
it will be open just like this. Should let in more air. Let the air go fly over the hood a lot better. Okay. I'm gonna put these in here as well. Alright, on this side, guys, this one's easy to get to, but that one there's a little difficult unless you want to pull that, which we're going to do that eventually, but we're just going to take that off now. But you don't want to drop it because then you'll be searching for it forever. So that one moves out. Alright, so there's the duct. Alright guys, to remove the C7 hood, we want to take this off so we have more clearance to work with here and take the supercharger out because we don't want to lift it up over this way or anything. We want carefully with two hands, we're going to do this, move it over. That way we need to remove this hood. I'll show you, just take a 13 millimeter and loosen up the bolts. There'll be both sides, two on that side as well. So if you guys get yourself a custom hood or anything like that, same as installing one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the supercharger cover off, and you need your little trim tool here to try to pop this thing up if you want, but these are 10 millimeters all the way around, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to need to pop off these as well. So you're going to need hose clamps, line clamps. They actually have them at Harbor Freight, really cheap. They got a couple different kinds. You have these ones here that you'll basically loosen up, put your hose in, clamp it down, it keeps them tight. Or you have the locking clamps, open it up, put your hose in there, and then tighten it to how tight you need it. And those are at Harbor Freight, so pretty easy. But we're going to go ahead and take this off now. Start loosening the bolts. So right now we're taking off the supercharger cover brackets. Get those out of the way. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this line off here, so push the little tab in. It's that easy. I'm going to come over to this side here, take a little flathead screwdriver and lift it up and underneath this little clip. That's that there. Then this one's the same kind of a connector. Just like that. And this one here is going to get replaced by the Weapon X tube. They gave you a hose that comes with it, and it will replace this one here. We'll put this over with it so we know where that one goes. I usually just take this to snap it and then pull it just like that. Get that out of the way. We're just gonna go make sure we get all that off. Okay, we're gonna pop this off here. So we'll grab our little pliers right on the end. Just like that, because it's threaded. Okay, there we go. Sensor here, guys, you don't want to lose that, so we're going to set this off to a safe place. Okay, we're going to pop that one off there. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and work on taking these off here. And with the hose clamp, pretty simple. Just slide it up and around the hose, turn this thing here, and tighten this. And what this will do is put pressure to squeeze the hose there, so it clamps it down, and we don't lose pressure of any kind of coolant or anything. There's not really a lot of pressure up in here now because it's a lot colder now. So that should be good, and these ones are actually really good because it doesn't really ruin it or destroy it or cut it. And that one should be good to go. Now we'll do this one here. And when you pull these off, you might have a little drip coming, so we'll put a towel up underneath. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's get the little one here. We got these other ones as well. They're flat on the inside, so they don't cut the hose, and we needed extra ones. So we're going to go ahead and clamp that. You clamp it pretty tight, and then just put this in place of where you need it. So we'll clamp a little more and put it right there, and that should hold the fluid there. So pretty much all your coolant are tied off right now and blocked, so we should be pretty good to go. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to take off this line here all the way. So we're going to pop these little blue things. They're hard to get to. There you go. You'll hear that noise, but don't be scared. Take this thing here, pop that, slide your hose out, pop it out of there, slide this out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cap this here. So we have little rubber caps that we're going to go ahead and put on it. I hope I have my rubber caps though. You want to get yourself like a little rubber caps like this here. Just stick it on there just like that. Good for vacuum lines and also good for this project that we're doing. You can find them at the auto store. All right, this one here, it's the same connection on the end, but it's a little hard to get your fingers in there, so you just take yourself the flathead. There it goes. So you're just gonna have a little bit of water come out of there. Not a whole lot, because now that's clamped. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take off this pipe right here. This is gonna be replaced by the one from Weapon X, but we need to take this off so we can remove that supercharger and the throttle body that is getting ported. So let's go ahead and take our 8mm. And if you do remove the hood, it will be a lot easier to work on this car. Hands down. I actually recommend it. So that is your
instrument.
That is your stock tube. Kind of looks like something you'd play at a musical instrument. I don't know, you know. But here's the difference between the two that we are gonna change out. So you're looking at solid piece. Well, actually a lot bigger of a piece than this one here. Same angle. So there's no baffles here or anything like that, so hopefully that will definitely make a huge difference as well. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to remove these retaining clips for the coolant. So all you got to do is get yourself a flathead screwdriver, tiny one. I like this one, I use it all the time. Get it right up in here like this. Just like that. Hold it with your fingers, go on the other side and pop it. Just work yourself all the way around. Just like that, and there's your clip. And you want to do it for all four for the LT5s. Make sure you put that in a Ziploc bag, name it, so you don't lose them. If not, those will be hard to find. No, it's not even that big of a leak.
Yeah.
Tiny, tiny leak. So what we'll do is we're gonna just it's gonna leak though. I mean, you ain't gonna be able to do anything about that because we gotta pull this anyway. But that's hot ass coolant.
It's leaning this way probably. Everything came out from there.
Mm-hmm. That one we gotta get. These here, and the cover should be ready to come off.
That one goes on there.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. Alright, let's make sure we write it.
Recording.
Alright, so we want to take this off here. Pull it out of the way. Tuck that right here for now.
Okay, we
So
slid
this
that one
here
out.
slides onto that bracket there. This goes here. And of course this one went onto that. Alright, I'm going to pop all those wires off. taking off this here. Let's actually put it over by the duct. Want me to dip this? We could dip that part if we wanted to see some performance. That's right, we do dipping. As you can see here, we're going to be working on these projects, dipping the sills, painting them, all that stuff. So yes, I do it all.
And custom.
And the custom decals. So there's your dash. So if you need a hydro dip dash, this is black, ready to go to be dipped. We can get it done for you. Here's valve covers from an LT1.
Nice.
Dipped. Yeah. Alright.
There's the.
Alright guys, so we went ahead, we have the top off. Yes, that is a throttle body, so they will be porting this here. They are going to port that one as well. And the top is over here. You can see the coolant line that dripped out. There's your fins. It's all oiled up and everything. Looks really good. It's real clean. And right now, we are working on taking the injectors off, the plugs and everything, just making sure everything is out of the way so when we go to pull this thing, nothing gets tangled up on, or it's just a real easy thing to do. So right now we're working on this side here, and we are just taking out the plugs here. Pretty easy. Kind of just pop these little right clips up, put your finger in right on the black part there, and push in and pull out. This one here is a little harder one because you have the fuel line bracket right in your way, but it's not too hard. There we go. So we're just going to lay this just like this here, and we're going to keep it here the whole time. So that way we know exactly which way it goes, which would be a little too hard because there's no plug on that end anyway. So, but just in case, keep everything simple. So we're getting closer to removing the supercharger. We just need to dig in a little further so we can make sure nothing is in the way, and then we do have to pull the tensioner off to get the belt off. Other than that, we're looking pretty good on getting this thing out.
Okay, recording.
All right, so guys, what we did here, since this is a very hard bolt to get to, it's right underneath the plastic thing here. We actually went ahead and drilled a hole here so you can get the bolt out, because it's a long bolt, but you really don't see this anyways. It's going to be covered by the little plastic thing. So what we'll do is we're going to show you. Grab a pair of pliers, make a big enough hole, push this forward, pop goes the screw. Done. Easy step. Ready to go. Showing you guys how to do this. Very simple. Instead of trying to fight with that bolt in the back. So now the rest should be very simple to get done. Alright guys, so we went ahead, we taken this part off here because we don't want to leave that on when we ship it. So we're going to go ahead and pop this thing off. Let me get my little tool here to pop it. And why don't it want to pop? That's the rubber, that's why. It's got the rubber thing on it. There it goes. And we're going to put the bolt back in place so that way it stays where it's at, because it ain't going to be in their way when they're porting. Oh, you were recording? My bad.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I didn't know. All right. So guys, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take the tensioner to remove your belt. This one here is what's going to loosen the tensioner. So take a 15 millimeter, put it right on the end here, push all the way down, and then You can do it one-handed. Loosen that belt up. There you go. Slide off that bottom one. There you go. And you just want to leave it in place. So basically what it's going to do is wrap around this pulley here. Wrap around there. This pulley. That one there, and then back on here. So you can just leave that in place if you want. Get yourself a long extension, that way it stays in there. And there you go. That's how you take that off. These are all just sensors and stuff. Alright, so we know that one has a washer on it, so we want to make sure when we pull this, we put it back in its place. So let's see. That's just a sensor, yep. Just pull that out of the way. Leave that off to the side. Let's put that back in so we don't lose it. It won't be in the way of porting. If it is, I'm sure they'll take it out and they'll be very careful with it. Okay, so that's that. So we're very, very close to getting this thing out. We just want to make sure nothing is in the way when we do. So right now I'm going to go ahead and start loosening all these bolts here for the rest of the supercharger manifold here. I'm gonna get me a longer thing. I bet you it ain't much, I'll tell you. For
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah.
Alright, so make sure you pull the washer with it too, so we'll pop that up. Because it's right, that one's stuck to it, so we're gonna make sure we pop it up with it. And we'll get our little screwdriver here. There you go. That way we don't lose that. Alright guys, so after getting the fuel lines off, we are now able to lift up the supercharger and get it up out of its way. I'm stuck, wait. There we go.
Couldn't move.
It's a long car here. So there we go.
Ta-ta!
There's the supercharger. It will be ported. Not sure what it looks like underneath. But that's what it looks like.
Holy moly.
And now we need some tape. Because we're going to tape up the tunnels there. So before you do anything,
You just do whatever you want. Yeah. Thank you very much.
go ahead. A little tape, a little something that came off the motor. Let's get rid of that. We don't need it falling back into the tunnels here. So we want to just take this because it's going to be sitting for a week. We want to tape it so nothing gets inside. I'm going all the way up here, just in case debris, anything wants to travel. There we go. They're pretty clean. That's how that one is. So we're gonna do the 3. Do the separate one by itself. So right now, you were looking at a completely supercharged-less
Superchargers.
There you go, guys. That's it.
Naturally aspirated now.
That thing is ready to be ported. And we took this side cover off over here just so we can look, see what we're working with, because there is no LT5 video out there for removal. So we went ahead, we did it, and it's pretty cool process, guys. Not too bad, not too hard. And we're gonna block this little right here. We're gonna block that as well. Let's just make sure we cover everything that needs to be blocked. The fuel line, same thing, and we're good to go, guys. And that'll be it. We'll show you the installation process going back in, and hopefully it creates some better boost. This should be good, man. It
Yep.
actually should create more boost too.
Recording.
Alright, guys, so we're taking out the
I'll hold that.
port injectors.
That one.
It's funny when they say port injection because these are exactly how those things have theirs. We're just taking off the connectors for the injectors.
Nice popping sound.
Yeah. Alright, now the injectors are just held in by little rubber seals that go around the injectors. So what we want to do is make sure they're straight. Let's lift this up a bit so y'all can see better. And then just kind of raise up and out. Loosen up both sides. Let's get it a little bit higher.
Let me just, hold it. Okay.
Yeah, if you can hold it, then we probably can show everybody a lot. There goes that. There we go, guys. That's it. We're keeping these here, and the whole thing is going to be, they're going to take this back side out and they're going to pour it from the whole inside and see what we can do. There we go, guys. That's it.